You know, it's an odd feeling how I've been trying competition for a year and now I'm coming back to the same events after long breaks. I mean, a year ago, I was doing this. Same place, same event a year later, and I'm looking like this. Even from these short snippets, I can see a change in my form, and I'm feeling better about shooting in general. That's the sort of progress I'd expect, if not a bit slower than what I thought I would do. The scores reflected that. Out of 1200, last year I scored 776, and this year I got 816. So I matched what my goal was, and next time I'll get a 900s and beyond. It's interesting to see the progression that people make at this stage. I mean, at my level, PBs get smashed pretty easily, and it's often because of small but really crucial changes to form or equipment. While the shooters who are more competitive and have more experience, they're going to the 1,000 mark and they're getting a little upset over getting a 9 on 8 rather than a 10. You know, I'd be really happy if I hit a 9 on 8, but that's the difference. I think I'm not at the level where those points matter. I'm still getting my form together, getting that consistent, you know, red or gold grouping, and that shows me that I've got a long way to go. There's room for improvement. I've made improvement, but there's room for improvement. Another thing I discovered was an equipment problem, and I'm really glad that I went through this. I suspect this for a long time, but I hadn't really bothered to check it, and that really punished me in this competition. There was someone on the line who was doing slow motion photography and video of arrow clearances. So he had the camera pointed at the arrow and the riser, and he was filming how the arrow would come out of the riser. In this footage, which I don't have unfortunately, but what I did see, a couple of things. Firstly, I was praised for having an above average elbow alignment, so I could actually get my elbow all the way back, so he could have a clear view of the arrow, whereas most archers get a little cramped. So it seems to be something which you can pick up over time. You can be more flexible, get more expansion out there. But the other thing that was really interesting was in the slow motion capture, what I saw was the shaft didn't really flex. It was a very stiff shaft. And on the way out, it seemed to hit the riser. So there might have been a clearance issue. So that would actually explain a lot of my grouping problems. I do have problems with the left to right alignment, and having that clearance issue might have caused it. So after the event, I went back to my range and I started to do some bear shaft tuning. And I noticed right away that the bear shafts were going left, which indicates a stiff dynamic spine. So I decided to wind up my bow, since that was another thing I was identified, that the bolts on my riser were quite far out, so I had been wound down pretty much as far as it goes. So I wound it back up, and as the poundage went up, I noticed the bear shaft was getting closer and closer to the middle. So it was consistently left, and by winding the bow up, I managed to bring it back to the middle. And after shooting a few practice rounds, I did notice, even visually, the arrows were a lot more straight in flight. So I'm really glad that I saw that problem out. And again, it just shows that these small things like not having your arrows in tune with your bow is they're really crucial to being able to score consistently. Moving on though, the focus of this reflection is on the preparation and the training side. I've been a little moody after this event, which is kind of odd because I did beat my personal best, but I didn't feel like I really worked hard for it. I don't feel like I'm anywhere near what I should be doing, and I honestly don't feel like I've been keeping up with my training. And to be fair, given what I juggle with my time, my work, and my other hobbies, I'm not surprised that I haven't been able to maintain my schedule. But at the same time, I feel like I'm lacking the drive to continue training and to make the improvements and to do those hard yards. And it's put me in a position where I feel like I'm performing in an underwhelming way. And I do feel disappointed. After speaking to a few people, I discovered that one of the challenges faced by a lot of people is the lack of training partners. When I started, there were people at the club and had friends who I could shoot with and train with, and we'd learn off each other and make improvements and compete against each other. That was the kind of fun, friendly rivalry which we needed to keep us motivated, keep us interested in the sport. But over the years, I've lost a lot of people. People have dropped out. They've quit archery. Things have gone the way, work and family or other things. So I've gradually, over the years, run out of training partners. Even, I don't have someone to shoot compound with, let alone in my own recurve division. So, I don't want to kind of blame somebody else by saying, oh, I'm a bad shot because I have no one to train with. But it's definitely one of the things which I think is making it difficult to be motivated is just not having someone to shoot with. And it's just more difficult to maintain that motivation if you don't have that regular source of competition. Even as a friendly moral support person, I really need someone who I can shoot with. And on that note, I know that I haven't been training. I've been shooting a lot, but I haven't been training, and there's a difference. Training often involves tedious, boring, repetitive exercises which hone specific aspects that are combined to make the whole process. It's just not fun sometimes. But you got to remember that learning archery isn't just about going to the range and shooting a target. You have to exercise every part of that process. Sometimes it's just drawing the bow back and letting it down. Other times it might be a long session of blind bow shooting or using a shot train to get the release right. Just not shooting all the time. Just going to try other things. Think of it like another sport, like basketball. Training in basketball doesn't involve playing practice matches non-stop. You have to learn skills. You have to hone your skills. You have to build up endurance and fitness. And these things apply in a match situation. While archery doesn't have a lot of actions, all you do is pull a bow back and let it go. Repetitive shooting without a focus can lead to bad habits, which are so gradual and subtle that you can put yourself into a slump without even realizing it. I think for me, breaking out of that slump will involve more focused training, which means longer practice sessions with specific exercises like blind bow shooting. One of the commonly spouted bits of advice is it takes 1,000 arrows for a change to become muscle memory. And I've been learning new things. I've been changing my form, but I know that leading up to this event, I haven't been putting in the hours or putting in the arrows to make that process part of my normal process, my normal technique. Afterwards, I've been doing a lot of training, and I feel a lot more comfortable, more confident. I'm able to land things more tightly. And I know that if I want to keep up the standard and make improvements, I'm going to have to do this a lot more often. And yeah, it just feels a little weird that after getting a personal best, I feel deflated. I honestly do feel disappointed. I haven't advanced as much as I thought I would have, and I could have. And the lesson I've learned from this is that you don't become a better archer by being passive. Anyway, thanks for listening to my reflection. This is NUSensei, and I'll see you next time.